near, Mother Africa calls across the ocean for her precious child to rise. While the daughters slept, her dreams were unclear, but the morning brings awakenings for the new day. Leaves blow gently from the tree before her eyes and beckon for her attention before they reach the ground. Each one wants to be noticed, as if her attention will break their fall or resend it back to its branch where it can become the figure of the ground perception. Shadows and silhouettes hang on her heels to remind her she is not alone. She walks, she runs, she rides the tide to get to her destination and respond to Mother Africa. History has cleared the path for her future. She smiles at the bypassers as she glances just long enough for them to become hypnotized without noticing the contradiction in her eyes. Her doing and thinking and feeling are scrambled like a Rubik's Cube. So she lives in search of an algorithm like a squared plus b squared equals c squared or e equals mc squared. She's complicated. Even the fact that she's trying to please a mother whose face she has never seen calls to question her reason as she lies face down and bridges her back for others to cross muddy waters. Some leave tears, some leave footprints, some just never leave. She bends, but she never breaks. With only the moon as her cue, she flip-flops to dunk herself in the water to shake off the debris. Then she swims through the night, waiting once again for Mother Africa to call her forth.
And when a youthful world was about to fall, time I swim the shoulders over the weight of all her fears, and the sorrow no one hears still reigns in midnight silence in her ears. But I, oh, she's a lady, the dream. She's a free and gentle flower growing wild.
Hello, and welcome to the choreo poem production of Talking Trees, where we combine poetry, music, and dance to create a space of healing and learning. Although the play is intended to move humanity forward, there is sometimes inward and outward chaos during any healing process. Though there are no violent scenes, we recognize that words can spark violent or fearful memories. Still, this is a safe space. We hope that you will leave your pain, shame, anger, and fear with us tonight, and walk away lighter, knowing that you are not alone.
I was 6 years old.
I was 5 years old.
I was 8 years old.
I was 12 years old.
I was 2 years old.
I was 7 years old. There are 60 million adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse and incest in America today. 40% of adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse were abused by a family member inside the home. The average age of the first violation is 8 years old. However, most survivors are at least 35 years of age before they address issues of childhood sexual abuse. Of survivors of childhood sexual abuse and incest will never tell a soul as long as they live.
Without consent, he forced himself between her thighs while filling her head with traumatizing lies. This is what all kids do. I'm doing this because I love you. If you try to tell, I won't let you live. There's plenty of favors I promised to give. Just one time. I'll leave you alone forever. Just don't tell. Never. 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 Well, shouldn't you use protection? No. What if I get pregnant? So? Is it gonna hurt? Don't scream. Please stop, please. He's too damn mean.
Welcome to the childhood's land without consent, where the victims become unaware of their own self-empowerment, transform into an unsolved Rubik's Cube, a three-dimensional mechanical puzzle, a deck of cards in constant shuffle. The algorithm to restore harmony is too complex, so they adjust to living in the disorderly context.
How can someone so familiar commit an act so strange? This isn't how the universe is supposed to be arranged. How can someone you love create your self-hate? A big brother is supposed to protect, not rape. How do you untangle a web of deception that is smooth as silk? Tell the child it's pure, but the uncle knows that it's filth. Like a villain in a fairy tale, perfectly disguised, the father steals the delight from his child's eyes. The loss of innocence is a foregone conclusion, and that this thing called love is just an illusion. Promises are made that should not be kept about the games that are played while Mama slept.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Dear God, what are you waiting for to stop my pain? Why does my scarlet letter remain? Didn't you say you'd wash me whiter than snow? Yet I carry this shame only a survivor can know. Always wondering how real women trust and what it would feel like to look at a man and lust. What would I do if I didn't feel the need to compensate? Can I truly love while carrying so much hate? But I do thank you, God, for my outer beauty that hides my ugliness inside, and my deceptive perfection that people interpret as pride. Sophisticated, intelligent, and beautiful, I seem divine. If only people knew the dark terrors in my mind. Why I could be considered insane with all the self-talk I do to stay in the game.
Control your anger. Don't just place it on the kids. Yes, you must let your husband share the bed.
Don't fear every man that stops to look.
You're not responsible for what the perpetrators took.
Pay attention to your body. Don't disconnect. Don't harm yourself. That will cause regret.
So much self-talk keeps me silent for others, so I can play my role as daughter, sister, wife, and mother. My words are silent, but the voices in my head are so loud. I'm like a little child lost in a massive crowd, or like an 800-pound elephant lives inside my body, weighing me down, gigantic as hell, but it doesn't make a sound. I'm trying to eat this damn elephant one bite at a time, but doubt if I can digest it without losing my mind. Surely I'll wash it down with some lemonade. From all life's lemons, that's what I've made. Sweetened with children for who I now live, giving birth made me stop wishing I were dead. I raise my children in my fictitious outer world and tell them the stories about being a happy girl.
I have a gift that I cannot give away, for I have tried and tried. The gift that keeps on giving all the tears that I've cried. But everywhere I turn, people turn away from my pain. They turn their back with the silent request for me to look like a picture in a frame. I am too beautiful, too special, too smart to carry such anguish. Talking about pain is like speaking a foreign language. Some cultures give you 48 hours to bury the dead, but the pain that I carried got buried in my head because I had no proper mourning for the child that died, so I carried her around inside of me like she was still alive. She seemed to be invisible to everyone else, so I created voices in my head to talk to her. I thought they would help me protect her. Instead, they too rejected her. So as I got tired of carrying all of the dead weight around, along with the voices in my head and all of their sounds, I reached out to you, and you, and you. But you told me to forget about her too. Songs tell me to smile, even though I hurt, just smile. Friends tell me to be strong because just one of my tears is big enough to drown a relationship. And my family thinks that my pain is just a figment of my imagination. I am too beautiful, too special, too smart. So the voices in my head keep fighting, and healing never starts. Meanwhile, the ones who murdered my childhood walk around free while I spend 40 years trying to resuscitate me. How do you revive a heart that's gone cold? How do you save the life of a 7-year-old trapped inside the body of a grown lady with a brilliant mind who cries like a baby? There were occasional pauses in the pain and new signs of life, like when I became a mother and when I became a wife. The voices in my head finally went to sleep. For a while, the hurt didn't run so deep. The pain became numb from mothering tasks because even the voices in my head couldn't keep up with all the questions that my children asked. So finally, I get to live through a childhood, yes, vicariously mine. My inner child got along with my real children just fine. She was so happy she could finally play and feel safely alive. It's like the little girl inside of me never died. But real-life children grow up and move away, while my traumatized child, she didn't age a day. She and her pain sit invisibly still, slowly but surely losing her will to reach out, to go on, to invite others in, while hoping that someone would see beyond the grown-up grin. But I am too beautiful, too special, too smart. The world needs me to play my part, show the reward for living with perfection. Success does not come with heartfelt compassion. But tonight, I offer you this gift, the gift that usually gets dismissed like Monday's junk mail that gets thrown into a pile of recycled paper until trash day when the city becomes responsible for taking it away. Now, before you tell me that it's going to be all right, can you hear what I have to tell? Can you honor the fact that the pain inside of me runs as deep as a well? Before you put your arms around me and say I am too beautiful and too special and too smart, can you listen to my aching heart? And before you wipe the tears from my eyes, can you acknowledge that I am hurting? And for one moment in time, can you please just help me carry this burden? Because there is nothing spiritual about being so strong that your strength covers up your perpetrator's wrong. And there's nothing godly about holding back a tear. Courage has nothing to do with hiding fear. And if you think that pain is what makes a survivor stronger, you need to listen just a little bit longer to what I have to tell you about what I've been through. Please don't dismiss me like the others do. See, I still mourn for the childhood that I never had, and thoughts that I am unlovable still make me sad, and I have yet to silence the voices that argue amongst themselves so loud in my head that I feel so insecure and sometimes wish that I were dead. Pain does not build you up. It breaks you down. It is only in the sharing of pain where healing can be found. But you dismiss my pain so that you can ignore your own. You refuse to cry as a sign of being grown. So I've come to realize that my pain isn't just about me. It was meant to be shared, to set others free. Sharing my poem is a gift to you. Please don't dismiss me like the others do. Use it to recognize the healing to be done. I know I am not the only one. This poem is intended to create space. Stop chasing away pain with such haste. Absorb your own pain and sit with it for a spell long enough for it to become your testimony to tell. See, if you create space for my pain, you can share your pain too. That is what healers of the new world would do. Stop chasing eternal salvation and create your own internal salvation. Let's ignore those who console us not to cry. We don't have to forget about our past. We shouldn't even try. I may not even understand your pain. Oh, but I can give you space to explore it. Bring me your tears and tell me you hurt, and I promise I will not ignore it, because if you could follow the tracks of my tears, you would be glad that I am finally here. Enfold me in your arms and open your ears. Tell me that you will listen and promise to hear what I cannot put into words. Even these words don't suffice for every single word I have stated. I have cried twice. What I so desperately want to convey to you may fall from my eyes, not just come from my lips. So I hope the next time that you hear someone cry, that my gift to you will stick.
It's Sunday, wake up, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, wake up, it's Sunday. It's Sunday,
You know he hates Sundays, and you know why. Sunday is a day of the week for the biggest lie. Look at the perfect family sitting there in church. Make sure you smile so no one knows you hurt.
The pastor asked me to help put away the communion platter. But when he closed the door, it was a different matter. When the door opened again, I was not the same. For 6 years, I've been getting monthly doses of emotional guilt and physical shame.
Sunday dinners were always the worst. I tried to come to the table last and always leave first. Mom just had to have me sit on Grandpa's knee. Then she refused to believe he was molesting me.
Memorial Day Monday, 4th of July Tuesday, Thanksgiving Thursday, and Christmas Friday. And oh my goodness, Easter Sunday, and all the God-forsaken holidays, and every single Sunday. The days that you have to make yourself so small to fit into their space. Till one day you start to think, if you have to make yourself that small, you might as well not be here at all. If God made man in his image, can you imagine God? And if God made woman from the womb of man, can you tell me why God gave the woman the womb? And how come he lay casually unprotected with she, playing with the image of God, chancing the creation of life and death simultaneously? You know I'm talking about babies and HIV. Has the keeper of life forgotten that she holds the key? Has the world blinded her so that she cannot see? Has she lost her vision of what she's supposed to be? And will she ever open her eyes again and see that he came from her womb? And now he assumes that he owns her. Oh, you're ignoramus. She came from your rib to be by your side. Whoever told you that a woman needed to be controlled lied. And even though you know better, you let this untruth ride because I bet you use it to build your pride. Well, let me tell you, God gave male and female free will. Not to fight each other, but just to let us chill. Oh, but you abuse God's gift of free will as an undisciplined mind eager to kill. Just like when Adam ate the apple and he blamed it on Eve, you destroyed a female spirit and then you leave. Oh, you're evil rapist, choosing victims by what her shape is. Oh, you're repulsive, pedophile. Life is gonna catch up with you after a while. Oh, you punk woman beater. You went out of your way just to meet her. Oh, but when she gave you her heart, you gave her your fist. Her gift to humanity, you simply dismiss. holding on to secrets she's too afraid to reveal. Oh, she's been crucified like Christ and hung to a cross of oppression, suppression, repression. Oh, but don't you know, even Christ had a Last Supper, but no one gave her a meal before crucifying her with a thorn crown by telling her, oh, you're so beautiful, I have to have you with or without your consent. Oh, then you pierce her in the side with a sharp lie of no criminal intent. You nailed her feet to the cross when you blamed her for the message that her body language sent, when the real problem is that when you were a boy, oh, no one taught you what the word no meant. And now as a man, you use your strength to lash out at women already nailed to the cross. Oh, but you don't even know that your own mind is lost.
Better say it.
Ooh, saints. Sisters, wake up. In this millennium, you have choice. Open your mouth and raise your voice. If they can't hear no, then tell them hell no. A woman is not a bitch. She's not a hoe. To all derogatory callings of females, say damn no. Before you allow him to disrespect you, you let his ass go. Now I know we're nurturers. I know you're caregivers. I know that you like to please, but that's no excuse to let a man knock you to your knees. Oh, don't let a song convince you that you want a thug and then get disappointed when he don't show you no love. Oh, in this millennium, we're gonna break those chains. Not one link in psychological slavery has to remain. Oh, let me tell you, I already survived rape at the age of 7. Was that supposed to be my ticket to heaven? Once I stopped wavering between insanity and suicide and refused. I said refuse. I refuse to be the object of a man's warm sense of pride because I am in my mother. And my mother is in me. It's mother, daughter, spirit. It's the new Trinity that will be responsible for restoring humanity. It's Easter Sunday. It's time to resurrect.
Right?
On this day, I'm going to demand my due respect. In this millennium, I'm going to be my own boss. Because too much time has been wasted. So much more has been lost. Oh, but now the last cry has been sung. Oh, the freedom bell has rung. I have resurrected from the grave. Tell me, my sisters, are you ready to be brave? Are you ready to be brave? Stand on your feet if you're ready to be brave enough to take up thy bed and And you will only love under one condition, that you love yourself first.
Amen.
Oh,
Amen.
it is better to lose that man and find yourself than to lose yourself to find a man. Oh, no more living with our head in the sand. Let's take back our wound into thine old hand and find a partner who understands that woman is God's gift to man. Hallelujah.
I've been hiding and afraid for such a long time, trying to keep the dark secrets that torture my mind. My voice was silenced, my mouth could not speak. I had these dark secrets I promised myself to keep. I couldn't risk taking the blame. I couldn't risk exposing the shame. So I just accepted and played a deadly game of make-believe and masquerade, a lost shadow hidden by cold shade. Forgive and forget, pray away your pain. If you tell these dark secrets, there's nothing to gain. All you'll do is make the whole family look bad. There's no reason to make everyone feel sad. So with my mouth shut wide, I hid all those secrets deep down inside. Do you know what happens to a child male mute? He becomes prey to perpetrators calling him cute. They smell his fear and are drawn to his silence. That makes it easy for them to commit their violence. They don't need a gun or even a knife. A mute can't tell his mother, so he remains silent for life. But I kept hoping they'll see it in my eyes, that I've been dying from carrying these heavy lies. I was wavering between insanity and suicide, out of fear that my external perfection and self-hate would collide.
Now that's why I've learned to think and not feel. Pontification is my favorite pill to cure the pain of these damned emotions. Don't need no drugs or alcohol potions. Rationalize. Don't sublimate. Your mind tells you it's not good to hate, despite the fact that people do you wrong and your life plays out like some sad song. Reason. Don't emote. Stay off of that rocky boat of attachment and desire that only result in need until the landscape of your heart is overgrown with weeds. You reach for a rose, but don't see the thorn. Next thing you know, your so-called happiness is gone, pricked by something that appeared exquisite, when little did you know that pain came with it. The hurt can get so bad, you don't want to live, but something inside says you got so much to give, so you push yourself like you're climbing a hill, but each step you take, the less you feel. The mind becomes strong.
The heart goes numb.
You build brick walls so motion can't come. You close your eyes and turn your back on love.
Yeah, nullification fits you like a glove.
Flaunt your faculties before the world. Polish your nails and get your hair curled. Beauty and brains can make a great distraction to help hide the emotional infractions. Your mind pulls you through when your heart lets you down. When your heart screams for mercy, thoughts don't make a sound. Intellectualization is silent concentration. It nurtures, and better yet, protects. When emotions lead to deep regret.
To be or not to be, that is the question asked.
Yes, even rhetorical intellect can help me relax. Not like emotions, searching for those happy endings when months and years later your heart is still mending. The best solution is to shut the door. Don't let myself feel anymore. Say goodbye to mistrust, betrayal, and grief. Yes, my heart can feel the relief.
So just cling to my mind and live for my brain?
It's the only thing that will cure your pain.
No more attachment and no more desire. No more feeling like my heart is on fire.
Enhance the body and develop the mind and leave all that feeling shit behind. I'll take whatever life throws my way. I'll deal with it in my head, day by day.
Come on, Virginia. Thinking and feeling each have their place.
But in my world, thinking wins the race. They can criticize me for having a heart that's shallow, but that's one pill I think I can swallow.
Fear.
Isolation.
Insignificance.
Shame.
I must be in control.
I want to die.
I can't let anyone close.
I feel so alone.
Computer specialist.
School teacher.
Comedian.
Banker.
I could not speak.
I should not speak.
I will not speak.
When I tried to tell, all I found was a shut door. This demand for secrecy is what hurts me to my core. I spend holidays with them. I buy presents and I dine. I make sure to smile so everyone thinks that I'm fine. Smart, pretty, curvy, with plenty of success. Surely my silence is what God has blessed. They can't see my stomach is in a knot. My body remembers what my mind forgot. Seizures, arthritis, fibroids, and fainting spells. My body speaks what my mouth can't tell. I'm running long miles, I'm lifting heavy weights. My body also tries to compensate. No matter what I do, this pain, it runs too deep. These secrets are causing me too much pain to keep. I tell stories about losing my virginity because the truth brings me no serenity. Fetal positions, crying on the bathroom floor, trying to hold back emotions my mind don't want to explore. Sometimes the universe puts the abuse in my face and dares me to move from my silent space. That's when I seek therapy to help me stay sane, but I keep quitting because it causes me too much pain. That's when I keep searching for a rescue that never comes. I'm stuck on a volcano island with a population of one.
Let it go.
Stop dwelling on the past.
Just forgive and forget.
What's wrong with them? I never forgot and I never forgave. I just kept waiting to be saved. Waiting for someone to truly understand. Waiting for someone to listen instead of reprimand. Waiting for someone to listen, to help me speak. Waiting for someone to notice I was weak. Waiting for someone to catch me when I fall. Waiting for someone to help me stand tall. Waiting for someone to notice the 5-year-old is still alive. Waiting for someone to help him survive.
One morning, I heard a knock at my door. The tap sounded familiar like I'd heard it before, soft and timid like some 7-year-old child was asking me to come out and play for a while. But I didn't have time to play. So I waited for the child to go away. Around noon, after I finished my chores, a rap tap tap was again at my door. This time too loud to be ignored. I sat thinking, damn, this boy must be bored. I sat sipping my coffee as I yelled, not today! Just hoping he'd go and play. Doesn't he know I have a grown-up life? I'm a professional with my own son and a wife. I don't have time to waste. I have to keep up my grown-up pace. And just when I thought I'd gotten rid of the lad, I heard a knock that sounded somewhat sad. Maybe the boy didn't want me for a game. Least I could do was invite him in and ask his name. On second thought, I can't afford the distraction. I probably can't even give him any satisfaction. Eventually he'll tire and go home. So I decided to leave that child alone. I turned up my music so I couldn't hear. I had no time to worry about his tears. Hell, I'd cry myself if I had time to weep. But I can barely set aside enough hours to sleep. That night before I went to bed, I took 2 pills to get the day's troubles out of my head. But before I could drift off to sleep, I heard a knock at the door along with the weep. I sat up in bed thinking, this boy must be lost. He'll get me to the door at any cost. Ugly thoughts ran through my head as I rolled out of my king-size bed. I know he's just a boy, but he's making me mad. Then I'm not his father. Damn it, where's his dad? One hand on my door and the other on my hip. I opened the door just a little bit. I didn't see anybody, so I opened it wide. No child in sight, so I walked outside. I checked for shadows by the streetlight, no child in sight. Just a silent night. Perplexed, I walked back in the house. The knock was so soft it could have been a mouse. Maybe I should have opened the door the first time. Or at least when I heard the child whine. Maybe he was in trouble and needed to be saved. I at least could have looked out the window and waved. Even if I didn't have time for a game, couldn't I have at least asked his name? Did I run him away because he knew how I would respond? That my words to him would have been unkind? I regret the day's decisions as I sat in shame. Thinking the next time he knocked, I wouldn't act the same. I'd invite him in to talk and to laugh, to let him give my puppy a bath. Invite him to my family as my new little friend. If only he'd come knocking again. Days, weeks, even a month went by without the sign of the boy who stood at my door and cried. Occasionally, I wonder if a knock is what I heard. And I always wish I would have responded with kind words. I just about given up completely. I finally heard the sound so sweetly. A rap tap tap was again at my door. I stopped right in the middle of my chore. With a smile on my face, my arms stretched wide, I was ready to invite that little boy inside. But as soon as I got ready to welcome my little friend, I realized that the knock was coming from within. Silence
is not
a quiet space.
It is filled with anger, shame, and fear. Breaking the silence exposes the pain.
It's an ugly scar when it needs expression. If there's no place to speak, the silence cannot be broken.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, it doesn't make a sound. In order for it to make a sound, someone must be there when it falls.
If no one is there when I fall, then I have not made a sound either. And
Mine
silence
remains.
So I have to invite people into my forest who can hear my cries and help me find my way out, because I cannot see the trees. All I see are very tall obstacles obscuring my view to the world. Won't you come in and hear my cry?
Looking in the mirror, but can't see myself. The mirror reflects lots of images, all except me. The pillows where I rest my head fluff a reflection that make me wonder if I am dreaming. I close my eyes for seconds, then reassert my gaze. I see curtains drawn, flat screen blank, wardrobe closet, writing desk, and the lamp illuminating my shadow on the wall. But the mirror did not speak of me. I filled with anger, certain that someone was playing a cruel joke on me. I went to my wardrobe closet and tried on every item and looked in the mirror each time. no one showed or called. In my fit of anger, I tore down the curtains, hoping the sun would come through and shine on me and restore my image. Though I felt its warmth, my image did not return. So I threw the lamp out the window. It stayed me thinking my reflection may not want to compete with my shadow. My shadow is instantaneously removed, but no reflection took its place. So I turned on the flat screen to settle me, but no reality show reflected my reality. I had no time for drama, and I resented seeing the images of others that I could not see my own. So I ripped the screen off the wall and did not hesitate to send it after the curtain. My anger had in fact turned to rage. Looking for some sort of video recording device, I turned over the bed and finding none at the bed at the bedroom door, pillows and all. I did the same with the desk, where I'm bringing hundreds of poems about my life, but now I have no self and I damn sure can't write about this. So there I stood, completely naked in a completely naked room. And like Jesus, I wept as I waited to face my death. But when I opened my eyes and stopped crying, my reflection was staring me beautifully in my face.
I've had my ups and I've been down. Trying to survive makes my head spin around. My ups have been so high, my head's above the cloud. Everything I've accomplished makes me feel so proud. My lows are just as low as my highs are high. Life clips my wings so that I can't fly, so I flop around the ground looking for direction. But as I'm wallowing, an angel provides protection.
My tears are just as important as my smiles. They each help me walk my longest miles. My tears give strength and my smiles give faith. Sometimes I have neither. I just feel the ache. So lately I've been choosing a life of serenity, staying connected to my God of infinity. No more fragmented spirit or shattered mind. My restored sense of humanity is all you'll find.
I finally understand the irony and strife. I'm starting to appreciate the paradox of life. Like if you want to receive, then give something away. Embrace the night, and it'll turn into day.
I am no longer a stranger to myself with a strange identity. I'm living with the truth which is my only sanctity. After all, the truth is the only thing the blind man can see. So surely it is capable of setting me free.
I know I'm living, born again, with nothing to lose and less to win. Only time I acknowledge is now. I hear voices that don't make a sound. I check my heart and I clear my head. I'm learning to love. So I know I'm not dead. Dead people walk the earth every day of their lives with bad intention and emotional strife, creating more pain for themselves and others, with no understanding of how to keep brothers. Even I've gotten a taste of hell's fire. It's where broken souls retire. Once I felt that singe on my surface, I realized clinging to negativity ain't worth it. So I spread my wings and I head to the sky, because my soul is not ready to die.
I am more than alive. I am living. How do I know? Because my heart is still giving. There's beauty everywhere I take time to notice, and my laughter does not depend on how funny the joke is. My mouth falls open and my lips curl as I recognize my significant place in the world. Remain attentive. Pay close attention to all the significance that don't get mentioned. I pay attention to the parts that make the whole. Starve my ego to feed my soul. I take out the garbage that clutters my brain. So peace is all that remains.
I know I'm living, growing like a flower, stretching out and embracing the universe's power, following cycles and changing seasons, recognizing my purpose without looking for a reason. When I drift off to sleep, I fall from heaven, so I stay alert 24/7. Nothing in this world is what I seek. I'm so still I can hear my heart beat. Its rhythm reminds me to stay in tune. Distractions come too easy and come too soon. I realize the danger of living amongst the dead and remain cautious not to let ghosts in my head. Ghosts of Christmas past and ghouls of the night can no longer touch me because I walk in the light.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Go down the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshine day. Gonna be bright.
I woke up one morning, and I didn't find pain there. It was like it just up and disappeared. I couldn't believe that pain and I were really through. As I thought about all the crazy things that pain sometimes made me do, I went looking through my journal. But it was just words. Pain was definitely gone. Instead of being happy, I thought something had to be wrong. Pain had been by my side for quite a while. Did it simply get tired of hiding behind my smile? I tried my best not to give it any play, but I didn't think that would really go away. I never did like the company that it kept. Pity and grief. They've taken me through more changes than a fall leaf. I must admit, though, pain has brought me closer to God. Prayer has kept my spirit alive. Without pain here, I feel so free. Oh, I like the way life now looks to me. The rain has stopped, the sun is shining. I won't spend no more precious time whining. My tears are dry, my eyes are clear. Jaybird singing is what I hear. I've learned from pain all that I need to know. I'm now going to a place where pain can't go.
The woman in me is 6 years old. She cries because her story has never been told. Everyone loved her, but no one loved her quite enough. She was the baby of the family, but she had to grow up tough. Carrying the weight of parents and siblings on her shoulders, she always regretted having to act so much older. But still, life as a 6-year-old ain't all that bad. Her sense of humor always reminds me to laugh. Her laugh is so loud and so hearty, it's contagious. She can take your heart to some sentimental places. Like the day she met her father and he picked her up in his arms. She'd waited 6 years for him never did find out why he left before she was born, but having him come back, it made her heart warm. Until he put a Bible in her hand, while he broke every commandment, every Sunday sat in church asking God to help her understand it. Why was her life so full of contradiction, dysfunctional dissonance, lies, and friction? Why was the cost of being loved so high? She learned love was a trap that could never satisfy, so rather than feeling, she began to think outside the box. She learned to be slyer than a fox, better to give than to receive. Bullshit. She made sure to take whatever she could get. She looked out for number one. She wouldn't let the day end without the job getting done. Her heart and her head were in constant conflict, because while her heart still yearned for love, her head was too thick. She carries more baggage than Santa on Christmas Eve, but she ain't carrying gifts. Her bags are full of fear and need. She occasionally makes an attempt to grow up, but the pain in her life, it just keeps her stuck. But being stuck at 6 ain't all bad. Sometimes I find pieces of childhood I never had. I take my dog to the playground and swing on the swings. Curiosity and adventure are the wind beneath my wings. I run so that age can't catch up with me. I dance to show the world that my body is finally free. She sleeps like a baby because she works as hard as she plays all day. She calls upon magic when she loses her way, and she uses her words to let our story unfold, to release the secrets that weren't supposed to be told. Pandora's box hidden in my skeleton closet. Her silence wasn't bought with a wallet, and the can of worms she carries ain't for fishing. They're the horrors of clandestine family tradition. Now, I've come to realize the only way to grow up is to grow away from childish scripts, but traveling from dysfunctional childhood to surviving adult is a long, emotional trip. So now and again, I rest a spell, and I chat with my 6-year-old self, because the life she endured holds some important lessons for my emotional health. I live with her with no regrets. She survived the experiences I have tried to forget. She is the woman in me. She's the little girl who set me free. She is me.
A tree fell in the forest, but there was no one around to hear it, so it didn't make a sound. A tree lies sprawled 18 feet across the ground. Branches are stretched in every direction, some stuck up, while others face down. But when passerbyers come upon it on their path, they simply walk around.
A rose may be a rose by any other name, but a tree is born to reach the skies. So should we be so careless whether one lives or dies?
If you could look into the soul of a fallen tree, would you see it cry? Does it matter that it once held a robin's nest until it learned to fly? It stood tall, grown with prints of hands and feet that played long ago. Left fractures on branches, but one would have to be close up for them to show.
The only time that the fragile tree appears to shake at all is when the winds heavily blow. Injuries left by early climbers that they themselves don't even know.
But when the tree falls, you can hear the story of its past if you listen to it land. The damage is as noticeable as a musician playing off-key in a band, or a waiter who drops the dish from carrying 2 plates with one hand. But the request for a listener is more than this inanimate object can demand. If that tree had a voice, it would warn about men who hang around the forest. Even birds who rest on branches would sing out like church Sunday chorus, chirping that many youthful trees suffer because men see an object instead of a tree. As long as these men hunt in the forest, no oak or maple will ever be free.
So next time you're in my forest, walk through it with care. There may be a falling tree that has a story to share.
Late one night, I got a message from the innermost spaces of my mind that told me, do not resist. Once or twice, my life's purpose had passed before me, but life's busyness always made it easy to not persist. This is beyond me. The world's not ready for that. There's just too much to do. There's no glory in this. The poster child for incest and childhood sexual abuse? God, is this some kind of a joke? Blaze the cover path that breaks the silence about the broken innocence of children by giving adult survivors a voice? God, shut up, because I have hidden those scars with a fresh smile and a list of accomplishments. I have wrapped my pain in poetry, and now this purpose comes to mind, like the poem I don't want to write, the poem that tosses me left and right as I lay in my bed waiting for sleep to render me unconscious and quiet the voices in my head. But like a dream, the poem is lucid, words flow through, so fluid to bring me truth. I'm not ready to face challenges I feel too weak to win. And pain I am certainly not ready to reveal. It demands stillness and attention while I am searching for distraction. Sadness, sorrow, grief, even dissonance all beg for a stanza as if they know that the author is not the audience. I have captured nothing with my words. I have been released. I have been released. I have been
The woman in me is 6 years old. I have been released.
The knock was coming from within. I have been released.
A mute can't hail his mother, so he'll remain silent for life. I have been released.
Games that are played while Mama slept. I have been released.
My body remembers what my mind forgot. I have been released. We have been.
She was born in early 2010 at the age of 47. Previous attempts had resulted in abortion, miscarriage, or stillbirth because she'd rather not be born at all than to be born insignificant. She willed her own conception in the universe when she was 46 years old. A year later, she was born in Iowa. She had no father to receive her, and a distant mother who was too distracted to even notice her own labor pains. Her own children, almost grown, were too self-absorbed to observe or care. Nevertheless, who witnessed her birth meant nothing to her compared to the miracle